haven't told Chantel about the meeting with the PI because I know that she will get mad at me. But the buck stops here. Nobody messes with our daughter anymore.
I can't see it. I can only hear it.
See you driving around town with the girl I love and I like. Fuck you. I guess the change in my pocket wasn't enough. I'm like, fuck you and I fuck her too. Said if I was richer, I'd still be richer. Now ain't that some shit? And although there's pain in my chest, I still wish you the best. Fuck you.
You like
Oh
that?
my God, I love that.
That is the intro that I made for our Chantel segment that we do over on our Patreon. And that's how we feel about Pedro. That's how we feel.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, we feel pretty strongly. Now, okay, do you remember meeting me at the 90-day anniversary party where we got
I
this pillow?
I do. And it's so good to see you again. I see you have the pillow.
I got the pillow. I snagged one. At the end of the night, you gave me your phone number, but then I was like, I don't think I'm going to text her. I think I'm going to go through my proper TLC channels. And then I later found out that you also gave your phone number to Matt of Reality Gaze. I was like, well, I'm not special. You gave it to Matt too.
Yeah, I did.
He's one of my best friends. So I was like, all right, it's fine. It's fine. We can share. We can share.
Okay, cool.
Now tell me about that party. Did you meet anybody at that party that like surprised you or anybody like you were dying to meet?
I saw Yara and, we were hanging out a lot in New Orleans and she came to Atlanta a bit. When I was travel nursing, I was in New Orleans a lot. And it was nice to reunite with her. I always enjoy it.
Yeah.
Let's see. And everybody, I didn't really know anybody else. So everyone was new to me, actually.
Yeah. Well, I saw you and Winter standing there and you both looked beautiful and you were so sweet and taking pictures with everybody. So all of us there, we appreciated it. All right. But so we don't have tons and tons of time. So I'm going to zip through my questions and I want to talk about this whole journey you've had on 90 Day Fiance. So if people are coming new to Family Chantel, I mean, they don't realize you've been on this show. So this show itself has had 5 seasons and then you were on the 4th season of 90 Day Fiance and we're on season 10. So, I mean, you go way, way back with TLC.
Right. So I remember, 90 Day, I remember when I first started dating Pedro, I was actually watching 90 Day Fiance and getting feedback and thinking, oh, I'm nothing like these couples. Oh, my relationship is so legit. And it's just sort of interesting that I had a longer career with 90 Day Fiance franchise, and then the downfall of my marriage is just not what I wanted.
No, of course not. But I mean, I believe that you guys are the only family that's ever had like a full spinoff that's like gone more than a couple of episodes.
Yeah, we were the first family to get a whole spinoff, and I feel like the spinoff was successful, even though my marriage wasn't.
Well, yeah. So, how did you get cast in the first place? So you're watching the show at home and you're thinking, I have a relationship. You reached out to them or you saw a casting call?
Oh, I reached out to them. I wrote them about 3 times, like a long letter about how beautiful my relationship was with my ex-husband and how much I'd love to come on the show. And they wanted to make sure that everything was so legit and that I had filed the visa paperwork for him to come. And I sent them tons and tons of pictures, the same ones that I sent to immigration, to the government.
Yeah.
So, it took a little bit of trying to get on the show. I guess 3 times. Yeah.
Well, it's so interesting, right? Because you did have a legit relationship. And a question I think that a lot of people have, with this season that we have, that if you guys that we saw sort of last season as well. If you think that he was really using you this whole time, like to get citizenship and all this, and it seems like, our as viewers, our opinions of that sort of went up and down. Like it seems like he was, and your mom had a great point, and
Yeah.
then it seemed like, of
So when
course,
I
you have a
met
real,
him,
yeah.
right, when I
Go
met
ahead.
him, I was kind of young in my 20s, and I feel like I was love bombed before I even knew what that was. I didn't know what that meant.
Oh,
And looking back, I do feel like there were certain things that he would do even when I was in the new, just dating him before 90 Day, when we were on Skype. Like he would say to me something like, oh, he didn't want me to go out with my friends and he wanted me on, the Skype at a certain time, studying, even if we weren't talking. I'd have to be, as you are, like this, like just, he'd be playing his video games, not even paying attention to the screen. And I'd be just like, sitting back, studying. It's kind of weird now to
yeah.
remember that was what was happening. And I remember one time on the very first season on 90 Day, my ex best friend named Jessica, we fell out because she thought that he was using me. And we were living together at the time, and she had noticed, like, if I wanted to go out with her, I'd always have to check with him or say, no, I can't, because I got to sit in front of the stupid laptop and let him watch me. I think he was trying to secure the relationship and secure his opportunity to come to the United States, in hindsight.
That's wild, because there's a couple that's on 90 Day right now. It's 90 Day the other way. And they, for like 2 years, were on the phone together. Everything they did, they were on the phone together. Like he wouldn't be allowed to go anywhere that didn't have Wi-Fi, so they couldn't be on the phone. Like in the bathroom, in the shower, sleeping, always on the phone together. It's
Yeah,
wild. It's like in real life, you're not constantly eyes on somebody all the time. People
it's
live and
not
they go to
healthy.
work. No, it's wild. But I mean, do you think, because like I said, like as viewers, we've sort of had our opinions kind of go up and down, but it seems like, do you think that if this wasn't on TV, he would have left earlier,
Yeah,
or you do, you
100%.
do? 'Cause-
I feel like if we weren't on television, there would have been less of an incentive to stay with me. And
mhm.
I feel like when he got his new career, that it was just an opportune time for him to finally leave me the way he wanted.
That's really devastating, and I can't. I mean, I can't imagine how you feel about that. But it seems to me. I mean, it just seems to me like it's such a long game, and the whole fact that he never like applied for his citizenship. Why did he never apply for his citizenship? Because if he did that, then he'd be one step closer to like getting his family over and all these things. Why did he let that time frame go? Because it was like, what, at 4 years or 5 years, he could have gotten citizenship and he didn't. And um, Keisha, my co-host, is like, I think he did that on purpose to make it look like I'm not trying to get citizenship. I'm not trying to use her. That's like a ploy.
And that's exactly my thoughts. I think that he f- I think that your co-host is right. That's exactly what I think.
Yeah, that he was just like, well, if I don't get the citizenship, then it doesn't look like I'm so desperate to move this ball forward.
I think that since my family was really onto him, that he didn't feel um comfortable. I felt like maybe he felt insecure to apply for his citizenship earlier, and
Yeah,
he wanted to make sure that he kept up with the facade that he was in this for love. And
that's awful.
okay, let's talk about it too. I feel like he was an opportunist, and I feel like he saw me as his way to get to the United States. And I feel like over the course of 7 years, I mean, there's ups and downs, and of course you grow fond of someone. And I feel like it's really hard to talk about, but I do feel like there were moments of love, but I don't feel like our relationship was based in love.
I just think that is just like the saddest thing. And then it just seems like so weird that what we're seeing on TV is that he decided she doesn't clean the house enough. So this
Yeah,
is the hill I'm going to die on. And
that's
I'm not going to go to
exactly.
therapy or try to fix the marriage. It's because there's a dusty countertop. So now I have to get divorced. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah, and that's exactly his reasons that he was giving me too. And I ended up I would clean like clean and scrub until my fingers were all messed up. And I would just do my do my best. I would do my best to make sure everything was spotless to the point where it was like driving me kind of mad. And I
Yeah.
even hired a housekeeper, and then there was a problem with that. So there was nothing I could have done. He
Yeah. It
was
wasn't the
just
cleaning.
trying to
Yeah.
find something wrong with me, some reason to leave. And since I wasn't cheating on him, or I don't know, I feel like I was being just a loving, supportive wife. And I
Yeah.
feel like he
It
was
seems
trying
like,
to find something to stand on for his reasons to leave me. And then he
and
wanted.
you were in school for so long. So it wasn't like you were just like hanging out at the beach every weekend. You were in school for so long and you have a nursing degree. So you have an advanced degree and a real career. And like you said, a lot of these jobs are like 2 days on, 3 days off. And so, of course, when you get home, you're going to want to sleep. And then a lot of people are like, oh, maybe she took all these vacations. I go, well, if you've got 4 days off, you've got a couple of girlfriends and you want to go somewhere for 2 days and your husband doesn't want to go, like, why not? You've
I
got
made
money, you're
sure,
young, you don't have kids.
my mom knows how to keep a man. And she talked to me about the vacationing and stuff. And she told me to make sure that I invite him on every single one of the vacations. And I did. Every
Of
single
course.
one. And he said no. So I went. And there was he was so God, I don't even want to talk that much about him. I kind of want to move on. But
Okay, we can.
I remember I remember I surprised him with a cruise one year. And
Hmm.
on the cruise, he was really unappreciative about it, really. He was kind of like turned his nose up while the whole time we were there. And it was always hard to have fun with him, if I'm truly honest.
Yeah. Yeah. It just seems like when you're kind of on edge like that and being picked all the time, that you're sort of always trying to think one step ahead, like what's going to make him mad or what's going to be annoying. And I'm going to try not to be annoying. And then it's very hard to live like that. And it seems like probably in
Right.
hindsight, like you're saying, in hindsight, you can see now what he was doing. But um, let's switch now to his crazy family. So can you shed some light on Nicole and her disappearing braces? Her braces appear and disappear. I don't understand.
She has there's this culture in the Dominican Republic to where if you have bracelets on, it's kind of like a grill, or it's kind of like a status symbol. So if you have braces
Okay.
on, you have more money. So I think that she wears her braces as a status symbol. Also, I think she has like something going on with her jaw. Um,
Yeah. That she's trying to fix.
that
Yeah.
she's gonna have some surgery with it.
Yeah. On the single life, it would be like in one scene she'd have them and then the next scene she wouldn't. I was like, well, this is not continuity filming. But I will say on this season, Nicole, and we always say that Nicole and Lydia on that couch are like the cackling, like evil stepsisters. Like they're always just like cackling and she called you a snake. She's called you lots of things. She called you a snake and evil. And then she says the way that she knows you're a snake is because she's a snake. She's like, snake recognizes snake. And her mom just laughed and laughed. And was like, yeah, us seven-headed snakes recognize each other. I was like, so you're in what? I was like, so you're admitting you're a terrible person? Like,
Yeah,
wow.
they're just terrible. And since the day that I first met them, they were very mean. The very first thing that Nicole ever said to me was, "You're ugly and you need to fix your hair."
Oh, okay.
That was
Well,
the
nice
first
to
things
meet
out of
you.
her mouth. I told her in Spanish, I said, "Tu eres muy bella." And I guess she thought I had said fea, but I said bella, which is beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
Bella, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
well, she claims that's what she thought. That's what Pedro told me she thought. But I
Okay.
really don't believe that. I think she just took the opportunity, thought it was funny to just cuss me out. So that was our very first
Well,
interaction.
well, one of your best lines ever was "bitch ass slut ass whore,"
And that's
and
what she is. And from her own mouth.
so funny,
She told me
so
early
funny.
on that her goal was to get pregnant by, a rich man in America. So, and
Well, Lydia admits it this season. And we've never heard Lydia admit this before, but she says she's learning English. I was like, well, finally. But she says she's learning English because her goal is to marry an American, and she won't stop till she reaches her goal. Now, if Lydia is a lawyer, I think that she would know not to like admit something like that on camera, but she does.
but it
Just
runs in their
surprising.
family, you know? It runs in their family. Did you watch the entire season 90 Day? And I mean, then
Yes.
have you
Yes.
watched the entire season of The Family Chantel? I mean, Pedro goes to find his father and to find out more about his history, and he realizes that from his grandma to his aunts to his mom down to his sister, they've all sort of survived off of using men or
Yeah.
being a second, being like a what do you call it?
Mistress.
Mistress. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
from his grandma to his aunts to his mom to his sister, they've all sort of survived being mistresses, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that's just it runs in his family. So they admit it because they know it's true.
Yeah. I will tell you this week, another very funny thing you said was when you said he had erectile dysfunction. Then you go, I don't know, maybe he had erectile displacement. And I was laughing so hard.
Well,
I was like, oh, like he placed his erection somewhere else, which is funny.
yeah. Yeah.
Are we going to find out on the show? Because there's a couple more episodes left. Are we going to get some like proof that you know that he's been cheating? Because now it's like, as we are in the show, it just seems like you're suspecting it.
Okay,
Are you going
so
to?
I have proof. My lawyer has proof that
Okay.
he's been cheating, but I'm not at liberty to disclose or to reveal any of it. So
Okay.
I don't have the physical evidence. My lawyer has it and
Okay.
hasn't given it to me for, legal reasons.
Yeah.
So
Got it. Well, let me ask you this. Another thing that we discussed is we don't really necessarily believe that he was a virgin and had never dated anyone ever when he met you. Like he was like, what,
Pedro,
23 years old?
yeah, no. I don't believe a thing that comes out of his mouth. He's a liar and he's a very good actor. So
It's wild.
his
It's
mom
wild.
his mom groomed her children that way to be manipulative. So
Um, let's talk about a happier subject, which is your
yeah,
family.
I'm gonna get happier.
So, how is your brother Royal doing and his wife? We only saw them on that one season, and then they were like, "We're out. We don't want to do this anymore." Are
Oh
they,
yeah.
yeah, still
So
together and have kids and all that?
Royal and Anjanette are still together. They have a son, Hunter. He's so handsome. Just the light of the family. We love him so much. And they're still together going strong. They decided they don't want to film. I feel like it was just too much to be under the public
Yeah.
eye. But they may make a comeback. They may.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, and so your mom is getting along with them and all of that
Yeah,
turned
she
out
visits
fine.
them all the time. As far as getting along, yeah, I feel like every family has their rifts, so they get
Well,
along
yeah.
as well as any other in-laws. I mean, better than my situation.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
of course nobody liked Ja.
Yeah.
And then I guess River's just been smart enough not really to bring anybody around, so that
River,
he doesn't get the wrath.
yeah. I want him to settle down with somebody.
Yeah. So we talk about your mom and dad a lot. We have loved your mom and dad since they first came on the scene, and your mom and her tiny cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Have
that
you
was
have you not a podcast? Have you seen her lives? She goes
see,
live all the time.
she goes live sometimes with your dad, right?
Yeah. She's doing
Your
it
dad.
now on the same day the show airs, Monday, but like after the show airs.
Okay. I have seen it, and I was just telling my co-host about it recently, and she was like, "I haven't seen it." I've seen them together, but your dad is like the ultimate hype man, right? So your mom sits there and she'll say, "And we told Chantel that we think Pedro is a scammer." And then your dad will go, "That's right, Karen." No matter what she says, he'll go, "Well, you're right. And that's right."
Yeah, I feel like they're the
Everything.
perfect example of a married couple, honestly. I don't know that exists anymore.
They are so cute. And I just love how your mom seems like crazy, right? She says crazy shit. And your dad, he doesn't blink or he doesn't say, take it down a notch. He just says, "Well, you're right. That's right, Karen.
I think
That's
we're
right."
all just used to it by now. Like, we're all used to it. Like, even like my friends, sometimes they'll be like, how do you just stay calm and take it? Like, with all the things that she's saying, you just act like she didn't say that and continue on with the conversation. I think after being around it so long, it's her. And, people are like, is this really the way she is? Yes. In everyday life. That's how, like, I'm able to just continue the conversation normally. And it flows so well.
You go into breakfast and your mom is in a full like Janet Jackson backup dancer outfit flipping bacon.
Right.
I mean,
right.
and there's your dad. He's like, "That's right, Karen. That's right." It's amazing. It's amazing. They are so funny. And the things that your mom says, we say all the time. Like we say, "Sanky panky," or we say, "Mama said knock you out." We think she's so funny and so perfect for television. And like, who would have known she would have been so perfect for TV when she first showed up in that tiny cowboy hat? And then she's continued with the hat work.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just, yes.
She
yes.
loves
she loves it. And she loves a title.
She
loves a title. She loves a title. She loves a hat. She's just great. She's TV gold. And I think that she's obviously raised, great kids and has a great marriage. And I hope we see her more on TV. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. Now, let's talk about what's going on with you specifically. So tell me about the situation when Drake reached out to you, because we all saw it. It was all over like the news. Tell me exactly what happened.
So I can't talk about any specific person or any relationship with any specific person. But I am entertaining the DMs. I'll say that. And I'm open to dating and falling in love again, but I can't tell you about a specific person because it's just privacy of them. And then I never kiss and tell.
Okay. So does that mean are you trying to say you did kiss Drake?
Listen, I can't tell.
Listen, I'm like, that's right, girl. Like, you go for it. You get out of this marriage and you do it all. Listen, we saw you on that pole dancing class, and when you guys went in, I was like, why is everybody like in a bathing suit? And then what I realized right away was your outfit was the smartest one, because it was a top that like covered up so that if you went upside down, the top tie is not going to fall out.
Upside down. I love pole dancing. Oh my God. And I used to do it when I was married, and it would just be something that I could just have an outlet for because I wanted to escape and I wanted to, do my own thing. So I do that a lot. And I enjoy it. And I like
you gotta have like a strong core to. Right. I was like, what? I was watching you, and I was like, how do you? Seems like you have to place your hand in a certain way and then flip your legs over, so almost like your legs are, your hand is holding up. I was watching it. I was like, you had the smartest outfit because you had on shorts that covered enough, but your legs were there so that you could grip the pole. And
Yep.
then your top was high enough. So if you went upside down, you wouldn't
have
get
to
like,
have enough
yeah,
skin showing to actually grip the pole, because if it's going against your outfit, then you're
Yeah.
going to slide right off. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like going upside down, I don't want to fall out because I am bustier. So
yeah,
I
everything
had
would
to
come
have
up.
something
Yeah.
that was full coverage.
Yeah. Well, I love that you were like, I'm young and hot and he can't take that away from me. I was like, you go, girl. That is right. That is right. Now, let me ask you this. Did you ever watch, and the answer is probably no, but way back when you and Pedro were first on, did you ever watch Pillow Talk about your show? About it was either 90 Day or Happily Ever After.
Never watched the Pill Talk.
Okay, because there was a guy on there named Tariq who had a wife, Hazel, that was from, I think she was from the Philippines.
Okay.
And Tariq and his brother Dean were on Pillow Talk. They would sit on the bed and talk about the show. But Dean was obsessed with you. He was in love with you. And everything Pedro did, he was always furious.
Oh my God.
He was everything. He would be like, you come over here, Chantel, and I'm going to treat you right. Now, I think he's married to somebody and also moved to the Philippines. But at that time, I was like, I wonder if she's watching that. And I wonder if Pedro's watching that. Like, who's this guy? I'm going to like kick his ass talking about my wife. Like, he was so in love with you.
Oh, but he had
That
a wife.
I think he does now. He didn't then. He was single.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's better.
So I've already asked you. You can't give me any love life updates. You said no. So my last question will be, are we going to see more of your family on TV? Are we gonna get to see like more of the family, Chantel, maybe another show? Any kind of something? This can't be it. We got to keep seeing
possible. Anything's possible, and I'm open to it. I'd like to continue to show you guys my life, my mistakes, and you guys to experience the joys, the ups and the downs of me dating. If you guys,
yes, right, yeah. And are you and Winter living together now? Are you like besties in an apartment? Are you still at your parents? Like, what's going on there?
So I don't want to give too much away. I don't know what's a spoiler, actually. Nicole, is it a spoiler if I give her a current update about where I'm living? Okay. So I went, okay, so in the show you see me moving back into my parents' house, and it was awful. But now, after travel nursing, I finally decided to move back to Atlanta, and I'm in my own place now. And
okay, good. This is it.
Yeah.
So, okay, I knew that you were doing nursing, like injections, and then so is that's what you're doing now?
That's what I'm doing
like
now.
On Instagram.
So after I traveled for a year, I came back to Atlanta and I took a PRN job at the hospital because I really wanted to follow my dreams. And it was really to become an aesthetic nurse. So I did take a PRN job at the hospital to leave my schedule available. And my angel, Roger, I met Roger at a Pride event, and I walked up to his table. He had the aesthetic table, and I just sort of inquired about a position, and he gave my name and number to the right people. And now I work at Southern Surgical Arts Beauty Bar. Yeah.
Love that.
I have offices in Georgia and Tennessee, and I actually am going to have a live with them this afternoon.
Okay, good. Well, that's really cool. And tell me what you're doing for Thanksgiving, because this episode's coming out on Thanksgiving. So I want everybody to picture you around the table with your mom saying crazy things. What's going on for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. For Thanksgiving, I'm going to sit around the table with my mom and say crazy things as we eat turkey and, collard greens and everything, all the good food, macaroni. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm going to be able to spend time with River, Winter, my mom and dad for Thanksgiving. Anjanette and Royal, unfortunately, they don't live in state with us. So my mom went up there to see the baby and to spend time with them for Halloween. So maybe for Christmas, we'll get together with everybody.
Okay, that's good. Well, quick question about the travel nursing. I'm always fascinated by the travel nursing. Um, when you would go, would you be like 1 or 2 weeks in one space and then move on to the next?
I would be 3 months in a space. So
Oh,
I would be staying in a state for 3 months. So when I went to New Orleans, I was there for 3 months, and I was able to spend time with Zara. Sorry, not
Yara.
Zara.
Zara's a store that we love.
Not the store. So when I was in New Orleans, I spent a lot of time with Yara, and it was nice to have someone to take me out and to go out to eat with, so I wasn't so lonely, because it could get kind of lonely.
I imagine so. Yeah. Well, that's really cool. Well, you're really working hard. And I did just notice that you had 1 million followers on Instagram.
Yes, I'm so thankful for my 1 million followers, and they're so supportive and so nice to me this time. Sometimes it can
Well,
go the other way. It could go the other way sometimes, but everybody's been so super sweet and supportive of me, especially since I'm even more relatable now. I guess divorce is just so common and devastating that a lot of people can identify with it.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, congratulations on that. Cause I'm like, we're literally like out here every day trying to get up to 10,000. So I was like, I gotta take some tips from Chantel. So tell everybody, what is your Instagram handle so people can follow you?
It is Chantel_J_ on Instagram.
Chantel J. What's the J for?
The J is for my old last name.
Okay, got it.
But
All
I
right,
don't know
well.
if I change it. I want to change it so bad, but I don't know if I change it if I'm going to lose my blue check. That's the only thing.
No, I think you can listen, I don't work for Instagram, but I do think you're allowed to change your name, but it's like you can only do it like every 6 months or something like that.
The handle part? Okay.
Yeah, the handle
Maybe I'll
part. Yeah, you could change it.
If I change it after this and the blue check doesn't go away, I'm going to be celebrating so hard.
That's right. You'll put it a Chantel_E. You got to take your name back. Yeah. Well, everybody follow Chantel over on Instagram, and everybody, you guys know, because we're covering the family Chantel over on Pink Shade Prime. And we've got a lot of people that were joining on Pink Shade Prime to listen to us talk about it because they're so into it. And that's where we're covering it, guys. It's on Monday nights, I believe, right? And it's because I think we watch The Other Way, and then we watch Family Chantel, and then we watch Pillow Talk. We got it all going on TLC. So everybody make sure you're following that show because it's in its final season, but I'm hoping there's more of Chantel coming to us soon on our television. She can't say, but maybe there is. All right. Thank you, Chantel.
All right.
Thank you, Chantel. So good to see you again. And I won't text you even though I have your number.
Anytime, text me.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.